All right, it's 6:01. Let's get this show on the roll. Here we go. So, just some housekeeping things real quick before we get started. We're going to have a lot of ensembles perform tonight. We're going to have our wind ensemble starting us off, and then we have our concert band. And then we're going to have a slight intermission after our concert band, and we'll have a percussion ensemble perform and our jazz band play at the end to kind of give us a nice exclamation point at the end of the concert. We gave out programs as you came in. They probably were sitting down, and I was hoping a student was giving them to you, but if not, they were probably sitting nonchalantly on some chair somewhere as you. So if you didn't get one as you came in, I'd highly suggest you to kind of take one, take a look at it. We put some QR codes on the back just in case if maybe you're not getting all the information about like when we're doing concerts or when we're having meetings and upcoming events. That could take you to our band app, which also takes you to our calendar, which also takes you to our band website, which, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there for our band program. So we just want to make sure you got all the information you need. On top of that, let's see. I've got, do I have any faculty or principals in the audience? I would like to go ahead and give them a round of applause for coming in tonight and supporting us. And parents, I want to say thank you for supporting your kids as they kind of go on with this journey. My seniors, this is their last spring concert, and so they're trying to go out on a high note, no pun intended. But then along with that, we've got a lot of young musicians having to kind of step up and fill some shoes, those seniors going out. And so we want to appreciate you guys the long journey of being with those seniors all the way through. It's not always an easy task of just showing up and going to band class. There's a lot of time management and conflicts to resolve. And so my seniors, let's give the seniors a round of applause and parents a round of applause for just sticking with them. Give them some support. All right. Well, this is the Pell City High School Wind Ensemble. They went to MPA and got scores of 1 across the board when it came to playing on the stage. They've got some beautiful music they've got prepared for you, and then we threw in a fun tune in the middle. We're playing a piece called at the very beginning, Trombone King. You can't have a band concert without having a good march. That's kind of the backbone of the band world, and so we're playing that as our march. Then we have a fun film score that we're going to play for you called Alan Silvestri's Night at the Movies, where you might recognize a few tunes like The Avengers and Back to the Future. And then we'll play our last 2 tunes we played at MPA, which is Come Sweet Death and Whiplash. And I'll talk a little bit about Come Sweet Death when we get to. It's actually a very, very beautiful piece, and it's kind of special to me. So without me rambling on too much longer, Matt's going to hit the lights, and we're going to get this show on the roll. Give the stage a round of applause. This is the Pell City High School Wind Ensemble. at the fence. Last two are played, we'll say for you. It's not related to jazz. All the kids are like, oh, cool, that's not. But it's cool. It's pretty fast. It's upbeat. The kids really can find some of this real quick at the very beginning. This is our last two with the wind ensemble, and then I'm going to have the jazz ensemble come out and play while we're in the 6th grade concert band. Thank you for being here. I have a band director voice, but I just got scolded that I'm not talking to the microphone, so I guess I'll have to talk in the microphone. So this group here, throughout the year, we have a jazz band class, and in that jazz band class, I teach these kids how to both read chord changes, compose, and learn how to improvise. So we're going to have two combos played for you. This first group's going to play a song called "A Song for My Father," and each one of their solos is self-composed. They're making it up on the spot right here and there, and using the stuff that they know how to read with chord changes to impact and make that solo. So once they get started, we're going to go ahead and get them going. I think my bass player is close to getting set up. Piano, are we on? Dylan is frantically trying to get his drum set. By the way, our rhythm section is composed of Savannah Lee on piano, Sean Smith on bass, and Dylan Kemp on the drum set. We've got Ava Abbott on the alto saxophone, Emma Gibson on the bari saxophone, and Jet on the trombone. Oh gosh, okay, I'm going to try to say his last name. I butchered it. Suda Mayasa. Suda Mana Nayasama. Hamanamanimanama. Say your last name for us.
Sudi Arnamayasa.
There, that. And so we got a running joke that, like, my wife teaches Spanish at the high school, and she can do Spanish and English, and I barely even know how to say English. So it's kind of a curse. I count to 4 over and over and over again. I wave my hands. That's my job. Okay. Don't judge. All right, here we go. The Jazz Combo 1 playing for you guys. Song for Our Father, or for my father. So I think it's kind of funny in like the concert band setting, like you don't applaud until like the very last note of everything. But in the jazz world, anytime anybody does a solo, it's quite normal to give applause at the end of the solo. Sometimes it's kind of hard. It's like, did they just kind of play by themselves, or was that a solo? And I get that. So I try to give a little cue there. But yes, give all the applause that these cats need, because it's a good morale booster for them. Especially, think about how hard it is to play by yourself in front of a crowd, right? It's a lot of these guys are self-composing. So give that last group a round of applause, and this group coming on the stage. All right, we've got an instrumentation change. We've got Blaine Sexton on the alto, Hunter Kelm on the trumpet, and Caleb Dollar on the tenor saxophone. They're going to play a song by Herbie Hancock called Watermelon Man. I believe my rhythm section's also going to take some solos here too. So again, show your appreciation after the solos get done. Let's get them started. Here we go. Give it up for the Pell City High School Jazz Class Combos. One more time. Concert band will be on the stage. So coming onto the stage is our concert band. It's composed of 8th grade all the way to 12th grade. A lot of these cats are pulling double duty on a lot of instruments. I've got some people swapping up on things. It's under the direction of Mr. Dylan Layton. He's a new addition to our band program here. So let's give a round of applause to Mr. Layton and the Pell City High School Concert Band. It looks like they're getting ready to be set. I meant to give a shout out earlier. If you looked at the trumpet section during the wind ensemble concert, I had a sit-in. I don't know if some of y'all recognized who that young trumpet player was, but that was the Miss Sarah Freeman, the Durand Junior High Band director. My trumpet player has an archery tournament tonight, and so he's like a top shot. So I was like, oh, dude, that's great, but bad for me. Thanks, man. So she sat in and was playing trumpet for us, and she's a saxophone player. So give her a round of applause to Miss Sarah Freeman for filling in for us. All right, Mr. Layton, I'm handing the mic off to you. They're now yours. He got it. He wins.
On him. How's everyone doing? Oh, let's try that again. How's everyone doing? All right, that's better. That's a little bit better. That's about 30% better. Anyway, all right, so welcome. This is the Pell City High School Concert Band. As Mr. Funderburg said, we have a good solid number of kids. We got 8th graders to 12th graders in this group. Very happy to be a part of this. Yeah, so we're going to start our set with a very fun little Spanish march called España. So we hope you enjoy España. All right, so the next piece we're going to play is a classic, especially if you were a child. We're going to play some selections from the movie Aladdin. So we hope you enjoy Aladdin. Samantha Skelton on the trumpet with that trumpet solo. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trumpet solo. All right, so the next piece we're going to play is At Twilight Falls. But before we move on to As Twilight Falls, I want to talk about this group and their accomplishments this year. We took this group to MPA, which is a music proficiency assessment. And essentially what that means, it's where we go, we play for some judges, and they judge us. Yeah. So we played 3 of the 4 pieces that we're playing tonight. Aladdin was not one of them. But we played Spania. The next piece is Twilight Falls, and the final piece of our program, which is Choose Joy. And these guys did so well. We were going for comments only, just so that the kids could get a great experience. It was also my first time going, and when we went, it was kind of a big deal. The judges were messaging Mr. Funderburg. They were like, hey, why is he going for comments only? These guys deserve more than that. They deserve a rating. So we went for ratings, and we got all 1 superior ratings, which is really, really good. So let's give a big round of applause for these guys. They've worked hard on these pieces, and I hope you all have enjoyed them so far. So we're going to continue our program now with As Twilight Falls. All right, so the final piece that we're going to play is a piece known as Choose Joy, and this is by a guy by the name of Randall Standridge. And if you've ever heard any Randall Standridge pieces, he writes some pretty crazy stuff, and this piece is no exception. This piece is actually quite cool. It's a story about 3 sisters who were in band, and they each played 3 different instruments. So you're going to hear some different voices, some like soloists who represent the 3 sisters, and you're also going to hear some themes from Beethoven's 9th Symphony, Ode to Joy. Hope y'all are ready. This one's a joy ride. Yeah, my jokes are bad too. It's okay. Hope you enjoy Choose Joy.
All right, parents and students, we're going to take a 10-minute intermission to go ahead and strike the stage. The next groups to perform after 10 minutes will be the Pell City High School Percussion Ensemble playing a piece called Again, and the Pell City High School Express, the Pell City High School Big Band, playing 3 tunes for you after our intermission. 10 minutes, please, and then we'll get started. Thank you. All right, we're going to get started on our second half of our concert tonight. We're getting to the point now that I'm really contemplating on having a small ensemble night and like have jazz band, percussion ensemble, and some of our combos to play, and then have our big concerts or big combos or big ensembles perform on another night. It's just because it's getting logistically, it's getting tough to get all these people on the stage off and on and off and on. So the group behind me is our Pell City High School Percussion Ensemble. Give them a round of applause. All of our percussionists come together to join the percussion ensemble. We have a class during the day that we teach how to play all of the different instruments they're required to play. And today they showed a piece earlier in the lobby where they're hitting mainly just drums. This one is a piece called Again, and it's based around using boards and the percussion instruments and putting them all together. So you'll hear a melodic line. You won't just hear drumming. You'll hear drumming with some melody. So real quick, we're going to play one tune for you, and then I'll have a woodwind ensemble come out on stage and play a few tunes for you. Actually, I think they're playing one, and then it's the jazz band's turn. So, yeah, we've got a lot of groups still left to go. One more round of applause for the Pell City High School Percussion Ensemble. All right, before Matt gets mad at me for not talking to the mic again. The next group we're going to have is a woodwind ensemble that we just started this year, and it's actually pretty, for the most part, student-led. I really just give them a rehearsal spot. I give them some critiques on things to work on, but a lot of the times I just give them a bunch of music. They get to choose which ones they want to play, and I'm really, I'm hoping this is something we can kind of keep growing and fostering more small ensemble groups, because a lot of times these kids are like the only person on that part, so they have to learn it or they don't learn it. And so I think that's really, really valuable versus, you know, being in the marching band's great, but sometimes you're like 1 out of 14 on one part. So if you make a mistake, nobody really really doesn't notice. But when you're the one person on that part, it makes you have to feel like, okay, I gotta own this part. And so I think there's a lot of value in that, of that ownership and the fact that they have to, you know, dive into learning those parts. So the woodwind ensemble is going to come out here, get settled for you, and then they're going to play a piece for you. All right, let's give a round of applause for the woodwind ensemble. All right, now on to our last ensemble. The last ensemble will be the Pell City High School Jazz Band. We're going to bring the curtain up and get set, and we'll be started with some music here real soon. I need more comedy during this whole set change, don't I? I'm also realizing I'm getting a little old and I can't keep up anymore. So, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to do our 5-minute warm-up real quick, let them tune on one tune, and then we've got 3 songs we're going to play for you. And then that should be the exclamation point of our wonderfully long evening. Here we go. All right, give it up for the Pell City High School Express. Come on, they need some more than that. All right, here we go. So I know your hands are probably getting tired. You've been clapping for a lot of ensembles. So some small information about this group. This group meets only after school. This is our big band group. And they meet on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they put together a pretty good little set list for you today. They've also been invited to JSU's Jazz Festival on the 19th of April, and we're trying to make that work out so that we can go and jam out with some professionals and kind of learn some things from them and then show off how good we're doing some things. So this group right here is composed of 9th all the way through 12th grade. I don't think I have any 8th graders in this group, no. So, and we're going to have some really good solos from a bunch of people. I know Gavin on the tenor plays a solo or two. I know Blaine plays a solo. I think Zoe in the back on the trumpet plays a solo. So does Maddie Pope on the trumpet in the back. And again, it's still customary. You can applause as much as you want after somebody gets done with the solo and show your appreciation. So, without me rambling on, we've got 3 songs. If you were at Cabaret, some of them might sound a little familiar to you. We're going to play a song called Caravan by Duke Ellington, and then a song called The Girl from Ipanema, and then finish with Chameleon by Herbie Hancock. So let's get this going. This is Caravan. Okay, we're getting it, the last song. And I'm going to brag on our kids a little bit. I'm going to brag on our community a little bit. We live in a generation now that, like, people just want to spread bad news all the time, bad things going on. But our band program here is probably one of the best band programs. And it's not because of the staff, it's because our kids. It's one of the best band programs in the state, okay? And I'm going to brag on these kids. We get support from up top, we get support from our admin, and then on top of that, we get support from our wonderful parents. And people complain about things aren't our community anymore. Well, it starts with us, and I try to tell that to the kids. I really do preach that in the class, that if you want something better in the world, it has to start with us. And we've got to learn how to work together so that we can work together when we become adults. And when I look out and I see people not getting along, it's because at some point somebody didn't say that to them when they were a kid. I believe it wholeheartedly. I can disagree with somebody, but I can still get along with them. And that's where band, we have so many diverse different types of kids in this band program that we get to come together, make music. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because you guys all understand how great this program is, but there are colleges that don't have jazz band, that don't have marching band, 2 concert ensembles, and then some small ensembles. I mean, Gadsden State doesn't even have that many ensembles. Montevallo doesn't even have that many ensembles. So, like, the fact that we have all these kids and this interest and you guys supporting them speaks so much of the things that are going good. I wish I could get that information out more. But, you know, I'm just one dude that sits in the band hall on top of the hill over there, and I get to teach the kids. So I get the good side of it. But remember that if we want a tight-knit community, if we want to get along, we've got to get along with each other and get to know each other. Again, I'm preaching to the choir, but I remember when I was younger, if I didn't have a ride somewhere, my mom picked up the phone and called somebody and got me a ride. That wasn't an excuse not to go and participate. But nowadays, we just kind of feel like sometimes we want to put up barriers way too many times, and I hate that. And I just want we have to be the good examples for our kids. And I kind of wish everybody, I wish I said that at the beginning. I know most of you guys are ready to get this thing done, and I had a bigger crowd earlier. I'm sort of looking out and say, oh yeah, concert band left. Okay, I see how it is. But these guys here are my overachievers. They are the ones that they're playing in 3 ensembles, 4 ensembles. I'm in trouble with the math teacher right now because of math team. My kids, half the math team is my band. And so I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't realize that. I'm sorry that we had MPA that day. I apologize. You know, but that's a good problem. We want well-rounded students. And if y'all can get that out to the community, that's where they get it, from band or choir and athletics does it too. I mean, we just want kids that are invested and involved, not going home at 3 o'clock. Because I'll tell you, a lot of those kids are the ones that have a hard time fitting in because they don't have anything to fit in with. Am I wrong? No, you know I'm not wrong because you guys have these wonderful kids right now. So give them a round of applause. I'm going to get off my soapbox. And I apologize. I know, I'm preaching the choir, but I do feel like sometimes people don't say that enough, that we do have great things going on. I'm excited that we're going to have a new band hall at some point. I'm excited that they're fixing up our band field right now. So we've got some great things for our band program. The last tune is rocking. It's moving. We're going to have some solos. Earlier solos were Maddie Pope, Zoe Stoltz, Blaine Sexton, and Gavin Warren. Give them a round of applause. Oh, and Caleb Dollar. I forgot Caleb Dollar. This last tune, we're going to have a solo. They're going to pass. We call it passing twos. The drum set player and the bass player are going to take 2 measures and do a solo back and forth. That's again Dylan Kemp and Sean Smith. And then we're going to have a solo by Blaine, Sexton, and Zoe again in the back, right? All right, our last tune of the evening. And then you can either go eat if you haven't eaten yet, or I guess some of you will probably have to, no, it's the night before prom. They probably don't have homework, so just enjoy the time we have with each other, okay? All right, the last song, Chameleon. Give them a round of applause real quick. Thank you.